Hey guys, I am Dr. Danielle Russell, and I am a physical therapist who works with CrossFit athletes and also the owner of Strong Foundation Physical Therapy. I am coming to you right now to talk about the CrossFit Open 25.2 and some modifications that we can make for somebody who is dealing with a lower body injury. So the first thing I want to do is talk about the workout just a little bit. So we have, it's a repeat of 22.3. So if you're familiar with that, then you'll be familiar with this one as well. So it is 21 pull-ups, 42 double unders, 21 thrusters, and then into 18 chest to bar pull-ups, 36 double unders, 18 thrusters at a higher weight, and then 15 bar muscle ups, 30 double unders, and 15 thrusters at an even higher weight. So as we're looking at this, what we're seeing is the rep scheme is going down, but as the rep scheme is going down, the skill level and the weight of the thrusters is going up. So what that means is that as you are going down this workout, you are getting fatigued before you're getting to harder skills. And so that's something to take into consideration whenever we're thinking about modifying this workout. That as you're going along, it's actually going to be, the workout is getting harder because we are increasing that skill level. And so even if you have, some of these skills earlier in the workout, it may not be the same once you get to that skill later on. So we are talking about lower body injury and modifications for that right now. And so I wanted to talk about each individual thing kind of broken down. So when we are talking about the pulling motion, the bar muscle up, the chest to bar, the pull up, if you're dealing with the lower body injury, that may not even be a thing that is even on your radar to have to modify, because if it's a lower body injury, most of these things are mostly a upper body motion, and so it may not even be necessary for you to modify. But the way that I would kind of think about modifying it is obviously we're going pull up, chest to bar, and then muscle up in that order. But if that like kipping motion doesn't feel good on your hip or knee or whatever it is that we're dealing with, then I would consider not doing that motion and making it an easier skill. So like if chest to bar pull-ups are not an option because that kipping motion doesn't feel good, then I would go down to a pull-up. And if we need to do a strict pull-up, obviously that is going to be harder to be efficient at. And so we may have to consider not doing as many repetitions of this. And then thinking about even maybe the jumping pull-up may not be an option for somebody who is dealing with a knee or ankle or foot or something like that injury. And so we may have to think about doing ring rows. And remember that when we're thinking about the CrossFit Open, I know that it's a competition, but none of us, more than likely, if you're watching this video, none of us are probably going to be advancing any further than the Open anyway. And if you're injured, then that shouldn't be even on your radar anyway, in my opinion. So the more important thing than getting this done for points is to make sure that you're able to stay healthy and be able to come back to the gym tomorrow. So all of that being said, let's move on from like the pulling motion into the double unders. So again, that may not be an issue. You may be able to do double unders proficiently and without any kind of issue. But if it is causing you an issue, the next step down, I would think, would be a single under. And again, if that is bothering you, then we can move to more of like a line hop where you're jumping over the line. And it's a little bit more of a controlled fashion. And then we can also do more of like a penguin hop where you're hopping and then tapping your legs. And then I love like quick box taps if that is a better option for you. And then if none of those are a good option, then moving on to like a steady state cardio, like a bike or something like that, to make up for those reps. Now, moving on to the thruster, depending on where our injury is and what we're kind of dealing with, thrusters may be fine. Thrusters at the beginning weight may be fine, but thrusters at the weights later on in the workout may not be fine. So the top tier would be doing it just as programmed, as long as that's not going to bother your knee or your hip or wherever we're having the injury, and it's not going to put you back in your recovery. Another option is to do a lower weight thruster, whether you keep the weight the same the entire time and you're just moving through the workout. I think that's a great option too. If the squat depth is what is limiting us, then I really love the option of doing a squat to a thruster to a box, where you are still going to a decent depth, but you have a target in mind, and that's where you're going to stop. And still doing the press out of the bottom of the squat into the top of the thruster. I think that also a box squat would be a really good option for somebody who is feeling still not super comfortable with doing the thruster to a box, and that the box squat may be a more controlled motion for them. The last option I think would be a push press, and I really like that option for somebody who is dealing a push press or a strict press, because you're still going to get that overhead pressing motion, and you're still getting a little bit of a dip because of the push part of the push press, and I like that as an option for somebody who isn't going to feel comfortable doing any kind of squatting motion, but that push off motion is still okay. So those are the different movements. So at the end of the day, the things that I like to think about are that we are trying to scale this this workout as much as we need to, but no more than necessary. So we don't want to scale just for the sake of scaling, but we also want to make sure that we're respecting the healing process of whatever it is that we're healing from. So we're watching for pain, we're watching for discomfort, we're watching for like feelings of weakness in the area that we're having trouble with. And it's okay for you to go into the workout with one plan and then having to modify it mid-workout. So have a plan maybe, but it's okay if you have to change that plan midway. And then the last thing is be comfortable with being okay with adjusting the weights or adjusting the number of reps. Again, at the end of the day, we want you to be able to heal the injury that you're dealing with and not have to continue to have this injury. And so if doing this workout isn't a good option for you, it's okay to just not do it. If you have any other questions about 25.2 as it relates to lower body injury, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any questions about that. And yeah, I hope that you have a fun time doing 25.2 and get out there and have fun. Have a great day. Bye.